Okay, just another quick lesson here before we start student mentoring. I've got a new version of the Arduino simulator. Hopefully you downloaded that and opened that, and you're familiar already with our Arduino simulator. Hopefully you went through that last time. But there's something new here on this simulator. To enter robot mode, press R. You see it right there? So let's press R, and now we've got a generic connects, what we're going to call a square bot, inside a base. And that robot can now go out into the field and do different things. So we're going to do that in the sprite here called Robot Scripts. Okay, so go ahead and click on Robot Scripts, and this should come up. And here's the instructions. When the space bar is pushed, starting from inside the base square, drive forward until you touch or come close to the black dot. And stop at that point for 1 second, spin around until you're pointing towards base, and then drive back to base and stop. At least get into base and stop. Okay. It also says position the robot by dragging it, turn the robot by clicking the broadcast turn robot button, that's right over here, and it will stop turning when you click your mouse. Okay, so let's demonstrate that. If I want to move my robot, I just go ahead and I move it around. If I want to reposition where it's pointing, I'm going to click this broadcast turn robot, and it will kind of follow my mouse around until I click again. Okay, so I'm going to go back into base here and kind of aim my robot, hit broadcast turn robot, and kind of aim my robot at that dot. Down here it says use only motion motor commands. Okay, so that's these two commands down here, and any commands from the control category, and that's these over here, the control category. All right, so hopefully you've got a fairly good idea on how to accomplish this, and I'm just going to go through that with you. Okay, first thing there is when spacebar is pushed. So we're going to pull this when spacebar is pressed, control out. All right, so then what do? Well, we want to drive forward until we come close to the black dot. All right, so here's how we drive forward with this little square bot. The way I've got this set up is that anything over 90 on left motor is going to go forward. Anything under 90 is going to go backward, okay? We're not going to have speed control like we had on the Arduino simulator, but that's okay. So let's give our left motor something over 90, and let's give our right motor something under 90, and that's going to make it go forward. Okay, so now we say our right motor is something under 90. Let's just give it a 60, okay? And let's go ahead and test that out and see if that works when we push the space key. And I just did, and we can see, yeah, that does work. And it keeps going. One thing about this simulation, when it hits the edge, it stops. All right, so if I bring it back down, it's going to start driving again. So to make it stop, now we need to hit stop left motor, and I believe that the way I've got it set up, that will stop both motors. Okay, and let's get rid of that stop left motor. So let's think about this. Okay, we have to figure out how long it takes to get from base out to this black dot. And I did some experimentation, and I found out it is about 4 seconds. So we're going to go over here to control, and we're going to say wait. Oops. Wait 4 seconds. And then stop. Okay, so that's in the instructions here. Go out, touch the black dot, and then stop. So we're going to go back to our motion category. Go down here, and we're going to stop motor left motor, and just for good measure, we're also going to stop right motor. We're going to stop both motors. So that'll bring us out there, and we'll stop. And we can go ahead and test that by pressing the space key, see what happens here. And it doesn't look like I came very close, but that's okay. We can adjust that time a little bit. We'll try it again. Let's finish up here, though. So the next thing is we want to stop there for 1 second, okay? So we drove out there, and now we're stopped, and we're going to stop in that spot for 1 second. Then the instructions say we want to spin around and point towards base again. And the way we're going to do that is only turn on the left motor. So I'm going to turn on the left motor full blast at 180. And with some experimentation, I found out that if I wait about 2.3 seconds, I turn around about 180 degrees, so that's going to make us point back to where we want to be, pointing back towards the base. So we're going to say 2.3 seconds there. And then we just want to drive forward again and go back to base. This is just to get the students used to using these motor commands. And again, to go forward, anything over 90 for the left motor. And on the right motor, we want to give it anything under 90 to go forward. So we're going to change this to right motor and give it something under 90. And we're going to go forward there for, let's say, another 4 seconds. And then we're going to stop. And that should be the end of our routine here. We'll stop left motor, and we'll stop, and we'll stop right motor. All right, I've had to adjust my times because when I do the video, it slows the computer down a lot, and it really goofs up the times. So let's try this with my revised times for when I'm shooting video. And get out to our black dot here, and we don't even come close, but that's okay. We spin around, we come back, and we're back to base. And we're somewhere in the reasonable facsimile here of what is correct. It didn't do it right because I'm recording video, and it screws up the timing pretty bad. But you should get the idea. Now, I want you to go ahead and try this. Don't just copy mine. And, of course, my times and so forth are going to be wrong. So let's go ahead and dispose of this. And I want you to take your turn doing this exercise so you're able to show everybody on Thursday night and Saturday. We'll see you then.